A series of new videos related to this case could change perceptions about what happened the evening of April 5th. That's the night former Fire Commissioner Don Carmignani was beaten so badly his skull fractured. One clip shared by Carmignani's attorneys appears to show the accused attacker Garrett Doty swinging a large metal object. Another clip shows Doty picking the metal object out of a garbage can before the confrontation and, according to Carmignani's attorney, taking practice swings. But newly released videos from the San Francisco Public Defender's Office frame the incident differently. Doty's defense attorney says one video shows Carmignani approaching her client with what looks like a can of bear spray, which she says provoked the attack.
There's lots of layers to this story up in San Francisco. This former fire commissioner was allegedly caught on camera getting beaten by this homeless person with this metal pipe. And now there's a bunch of extra information as to maybe there's reasons why this action went down the way it was. Originally, public outcry was growing after it was falsely reported, by the way, that the DA had dropped charges against that homeless man they were calling Doty there, 24-year-old Doty. And now new evidence is showing that this former fire commissioner may be responsible for those bear attacks and things like that. Let's see more of what was going down in this twisted background of this story.
The public defender also released a second video from November 2021 showing a different, seemingly unprovoked attack on an unhoused person, which she alleges is related.
He sprays with a massive can of bear spray, the same weapon used in the Doty incident.
Public defender Clay Hathaway claims they have reports of 7 other bear spray attacks on homeless people within a 4-block radius of Carmignani's home in the Marina District. But there was never an arrest or any citations in those incidents. Carmignani's attorneys say it's not their client in the bear spray video and vehemently deny their client being involved in any prior incidents.
So he's denying that one, but he did oddly admit to spraying Doty with bear spray again. So either, of course, this can't be proven directly, but either there's multiple people in the San Francisco area that are spraying unhoused folks in the streets with bear spray, or this guy tends to do this type of thing. He did admit to one of them, though. So this video that was turned over to the office by the prosecution shows Carmignani with that pepper spray in his hand as he approaches Doty, to which the pair began arguing. And maybe then that's what led to the next step. These are the things that are being now discussed. A witness also told police that she heard Carmignani threaten to stab and kill Doty if he didn't leave. That's according to the public defender's office as well. There's a couple more layers to this. Also, Ray, he has a criminal record. There's that individual there. So according to the San Francisco Examiner, Carmignani was appointed fire commissioner in 2013 and lasted 4 months after he was arrested on suspicion of felony domestic violence and making criminal threats to his wife. He also pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge and was sentenced to a fine, probation, counseling, and the surrender of several firearms. Well, that's just the way these things end up happening. But the way that this was then portrayed, again, which I think fed into this whole idea that, you know, this unhoused person was let go because they're allowing unhoused people to attack these good, upstanding citizens. This was reported at the Daily Mail. San Francisco DA drops, all in caps, charges against Vagrant, who repeatedly bashed city's ex-fire commissioner in the head with a metal crowbar, and now plans to prosecute the victim for deploying pepper spray. If I saw that, Ray, I would think that the fight started. The unhoused person's got to swing in this metal crowbar at this guy. He fought back and defended himself with pepper spray, and he just had no recourse except that.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to push your narrative against housing the homeless if you have to phrase your article title. Wife beater maces unhoused person who then defends themselves. I mean, it's insane. It's ridiculous that so quickly he was framed as some innocent victim and somehow also a hero for standing up to a homeless person, and that the homeless person was immediately demonized when the person who assaulted the other person was the ex-police commissioner, or fire commissioner, who's also a wife beater against, a homeless person who's trying to defend themselves. I mean, this was the first thing I saw this morning when I woke up, and I was grossed out, but it immediately made me think of how so quickly when the Cash App founder was murdered, all of the media outlets were pushing this homeless violence in San Francisco. It's an unlivable city because of all of the violence perpetuated by the homeless in San Francisco, when it turns out he was murdered by another tech bro. Like it's really just about pushing this narrative that these cities are unsafe because of the unhoused and they are a problem we need to deal with, which in my opinion emboldens people like this fire commissioner to attack them violently when they're minding their own business.
Whoever we believe that society is willing to discard are the same people that we're willing to attack and feel that there's going to be no consequences for those attacks. That's why during the protests of 2020, when folks outside of black and brown folks came out and protested about police brutality, it kind of struck everyone and it turned into, can you believe all these young folks that aren't just brown and black folks are coming out in full force like this? And suddenly enemy lines were drawn and like, we'll attack those white folks too. So they need society to hate a certain kinds of folks for them to continue. By the way, if you have a problem with unhoused folks attacking people randomly in San Francisco, what is the plan to do something about it? That never comes. They just need you to be afraid so you can continue to put them in positions of power so they can continue to lie to you.